You may have heard about the Kennedy family, known for mainly two things: their success in politics and the infamous Kennedy curse, which haunts the Kennedys till this day. So let's dive into it. Rosemary Kennedy, the little sister of future President John F. Kennedy, was born in 1918. Rosemary suffered through a lack of oxygen when she was born. She had mental health issues. Her family members told she was quite slow, and at the age of 20, she started becoming irritable and had violent mood swings. It was embarrassing for the head of the family, Joseph Kennedy. He wanted his family to look picture perfect, so he decided to put Rosemary through a lobotomy, which is a disturbing medical procedure. He had her go through this without consent, and he told his wife and the rest of the family about it only after it was over. The lobotomy totally failed and left Rosemary with the brain of a toddler. She couldn't walk or talk. Rosemary spent the rest of her life in private institutions until she died in 2005. Though she didn't die right away, she marked the beginning of the many Kennedy deaths. Joseph Kennedy Jr. was Rosemary's oldest brother. His father wanted him to be the next president of the United States. But Joseph volunteered for a top-secret bombing mission during World War II. An explosive on his plane blew up early, and he died in the blast. If his death wasn't enough for Rose and Joseph Kennedy Sr., 4 years later, Kathleen, the fourth Kennedy child, died in a plane crash with her boyfriend near Paris. Her father was the one who identified her body. By the 1950s, the Kennedys had lost 3 of their children in one way or another. It was only the beginning of the family curse. John F. Kennedy lived long enough to fulfill his dad's expectations. He became the 35th President of the United States and made his father proud. People loved JFK. He had an approval rating higher than any other American president. Everything seemed good for the Kennedy family, but in August 1963, Jackie Kennedy, JFK's wife, gave birth to a premature baby boy. He survived less than 39 hours. He died due to respiratory distress syndrome. JFK and his wife were devastated, but JFK had to continue his campaign for the election. That's when his infamous assassination took place on November 22, 1963, Dallas, Texas. JFK became the 4th president to get assassinated. It is the most controversial assassination in history. Many people believe it was the CIA who conspired to assassinate him. JFK's assassination made it clear that the Kennedys had been cursed. The next member in the family to die was Bobby F. Kennedy. He was doing really well in his political career and was expected to take JFK's place, but things didn't turn out that good. On a night in 1968, Bobby had just completed his speech in California when he was shot and killed by a Palestinian man retaliating against his Israel stance. The next person affected by the curse was Ted Kennedy, a successful senator for Massachusetts. Unlike the others, the curse didn't take away his life but destroyed his political career. In 1969, Ted was driving with a 28-year-old woman named Mary Jo Kopechne. He crashed his car into a big pond, managed to escape, but instead of calling for help for Mary, he left her, went back to his hotel, and slept. It was quite inhumane. He only called the police after 10 hours, and by then, Mary Jo's body had been recovered. This incident destroyed his career. The curse calmed down till the 1980s, after which the new generation of Kennedys suffered because of it. David Kennedy, the son of Bobby Kennedy, was only 13 years old when he watched his dad get killed. It was really traumatic and depressing for him. He started taking drugs to cope with it, and, after being addicted to heroin and alcohol for a long time, he died in 1984 due to an overdose. In 1997, Michael Kennedy was playing football while skiing in the Colorado mountains when he hit a tree and died shortly after. 2 years later, John F. Kennedy Jr., JFK's only living son, was flying a plane with his wife and her sister. With only 300 hours of flying experience, he got confused while flying, and the plane fell from over 2,000 feet. It took 5 days to find the bodies of JFK Jr. and his passengers. His death shocked the nation and the president at the time. After that, the curse hadn't killed anyone for more than 10 years. But in 2011, it struck back again. Kara Kennedy, the daughter of Ted Kennedy, suddenly died of a heart attack in a health club at the age of just 51. She was in really good health, so it was unexpected, making it really shocking. In 2018, actor and writer Christopher Lawford, JFK's nephew, died suddenly due to a heart attack at the age of 63. The latest Kennedy death happened in 2019, when Saoirse Royson Kennedy died due to an accidental overdose of methadone, diazepam, ethanol, and some prescription drugs. She was suffering through depression for a long time. She once said in her school essay, "Although I was mostly a happy child, I suffered bouts of deep sadness that felt like a heavy boulder on my chest." The shocking thing about this is that Rosemary Kennedy, who was seen as an embarrassment to the Kennedy family, outlived most of the Kennedys, which is really crazy to think about. In my opinion, Rosemary might be the one who cursed the Kennedy family because of what they did to her, or it's just karma. John F. Kennedy's assassination is a mystery itself, with many theories stating that JFK was murdered by the CIA, and this theory has a lot of evidence too. Despite all the tragedies, the family has played a really important role in American politics. JFK also played an important role in negotiating with the Soviet Union during the Cuban Missile Crisis and preventing a nuclear war with the Soviets. It is really unfortunate that he was assassinated and his family faced so many tragedies. In conclusion, the Kennedys may seem like a wealthy, influential, and happy family, but their bloodline is filled with tragedies. If you've watched this far, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload videos like this regularly, and I will see you in my next one. Till then, bye.